Most people think replacing a 9 to 5 income requires one big idea: a lucky stock, a viral app, or winning a lottery ticket. They're all wrong. While I'm building this world in Minecraft, I'm simultaneously building three real world engines designed to buy back my time. Right now, I'm a 9 to 5er, but I'm also a berry farmer, a wannabe SaaS developer, and perhaps soon an MSP owner. In this video, I'm breaking down my triple threat strategy. We're talking about why I'm growing garlic and asparagus to fund a software app, how I'm building a micro-SaaS to fix the one thing we all hate: too much junk email, and the exact blueprint that I'm using to launch a managed service provider business for customers using primarily Starlink and Unify hardware. If you ever felt like your day job is just a placeholder for your real life, this is for you. I'm not a millionaire. I'm in the trenches, just like you. Let's look at the numbers, the failures, and the exact steps I'm taking to make my boss optional by next year. Let's dive in. Back in 2002, my wife and I fell in love with an 1800s farmhouse, and it's nearly 5 acres of farmable land. There was already about a third of an acre each of blueberry bushes and asparagus, and at least 100 or so heads of garlic that would need to be cultivated that fall. This was an established farm. Not huge, but a farm. The best part of that is that it's repeatable and expandable. Expandable for us, repeatable for you. See, most new homeowners today are only landing roughly zero point 0.2, maybe zero point 0.5 acres within the US when they purchase a house. But who cares? It honestly only takes a little bit of work and a little bit of love to get one thing growing. Let me repeat: one thing growing. Why am I telling you to just get one thing growing? Because before I even moved into my home, people were pulling up and leaving messages asking me where and when they could buy asparagus from us. Why? Because the previous homeowner became the asparagus guy in town. All it took was a little bit of work and a little bit of love and a table by the road with picked asparagus for sale. Feed your family first and then make some extra cash. I take those profits and I reinvest them every year into the farm. That makes it more profitable every year. Today, I have 80 plus fully grown blueberry bushes on the property, roughly a third of an acre of asparagus. Today, over 700 garlic plants, 5 chickens, some raised beds, and a small home garden plot that I share with my parents. You can repeat this with very low overhead. For instance, my chicken coop was made from reclaimed wooden pallets. You can feed 5 chickens on $15 or less in food each month, especially if they're allowed to graze. I live in upstate New York, and I manage to get fresh eggs every day from my hens 8 months out of the year and with little to no effort. Do you know that you just need to plant asparagus once and it keeps producing and reproducing for 10 years. Now, I'm not going to go into depth right now about this, but garlic, especially if you enjoy eating it, it's pure gold. Gold. It's laying around in your yard, waiting to be picked up. Gold. Maybe I'll talk about the garlic plan in my next video. Anyways, long story short, if you grow your own food, then you're not paying for it. But even more, become the person in town who grows that one thing that a lot of people want. 9 times out of 10, people would rather buy fresh produce when they know who and where it came from than go get it at the grocery store. Enough about the farm. Let's talk about the code. As I stated earlier, I'm a wannabe Micro-SaaS developer. We'll talk about Micro-SaaS versus SaaS later. Don't worry about that. But I love programming. It challenges me and it gives me a way to be creative. A lot like when I'm playing Minecraft. The difference is that I program to solve problems that I need solved in the real world. I program to automate tasks, even if sometimes it takes longer to build the solution than to just tackle the task head on. Now, I only solve problems for me. I don't do it professionally. But I think I finally found a problem that others can relate to. Gmail inbox cleanup. See, I set up my Gmail back in 2006. This is my primary inbox. Here's the problem. I am terrible at managing it. Can't keep it clean. I have something to admit. A little embarrassing. I have over 60,000 emails in my inbox today. That's 6 with 4 trailing zeros. 60,000 emails. How many do you have? Tell me down in the comments. Can you beat that? I'm not building AI slop. I'm reading forums and the API notes. I do use AI. Sometimes it's a better Googler than me. But for the record, I only use Google's Gemini or a locally hosted LLM. I don't pay for AI, I never will. Catch me in another video and we can talk about self-hosting AI and no subscription fees. The point is that I'm passionate about this project for me. And I want to do it right. Just in case someone else comes along and they think that they could use this tool as well. I don't want security to be anyone's concern except mine. I'm building this project in public and open source. I'm doing all of this in hopes that it gains as much traction as possible. It's not quite ready yet, and I'm still working on the MVP, minimal viable product. But I will be needing some beta testers soon. Check out the links in the description if you're interested in trying it out. Now let's talk about the wires. I presently work in IT, and I'm lucky enough to have a fully remote position with occasional travel. But I live in a rural area, and when I moved in, there was no 5G service and no cable hookup for internet access. So I immediately invested in Starlink internet. Did that right away. 2 years went by before the local cable company extended lines down our street, offering internet access that was still not nearly as reliable as Starlink was or is today. I love my Starlink. It's perfect for rural areas in need of high speed internet. Now, I also host a few services locally on my network because I'm a bit of a nerd. I've got Home Assistant, large language model for AI. I've got a 40 terabyte NAS where I host movies, television shows, pictures, and other files. I have a Plex server, and I'm thinking about including a VoIP telephone service for the house and farm. You know, teach the kids how to dial 911 without putting a cell phone in their hands. And I have roughly 5 linear acres of land. Linear. Poor 4G, 5G signal in the area, and I want to be able to wirelessly broadcast my network across the property. All of this is where Ubiquity's unified networking equipment comes into play. Now, I'm not sponsored to say any of this stuff. I primarily work with Cisco in my day job, but I thoroughly enjoy working within the Unify ecosystem a lot. Unify has indoor and outdoor network solutions. They also have great home and, or I'm sorry, they're great for home and business. They provide wireless, NAS, security, entryway stuff, like doorbells and VoIP solutions. It's all managed hardware and unfortunately not quite plug and play like your regular commercial off the shelf routers. But that's also what's great about it. You have the ability to optimize and secure your network the way you want. It's also perfect for a managed service provider to specialize in and create reoccurring revenue through maintenance contracts. Today, I already have one potential customer. I'll talk more about this in future videos, and I'll begin setting myself weekly goals uh, to talk about and hopefully grow the business. Now, I have the farm. That's my jumping off point. With that and social media, I can begin to network. No crazy social media trends, just the YouTube channel. And I write on medium.com. Down the line, I may end up using X, LinkedIn, Facebook. But for now, I aim to update this channel weekly and more or less transcribe these videos and post that in Medium. 2 platforms, one stone. Now, the farm offers me the ability to network with other farmers and businesses who need reliable networking solutions, and there I can promote my MSP. Not only will the farm bring in some basic capital, but it's free advertising. The Micro-SaaS will provide additional income and scalability. And then the MSP will provide that steady cash flow that I'm hoping for. My online platforms will bring attention to all three of these business platforms, and that's the plan. That's it. Which of these three sounds most viable to you? Can you do something similar? Please don't forget to like and comment. Also, if you subscribe, you can follow me week to week on this journey to eventually self employment and freedom from working the traditional 9 to 5. I hope you stick with me because you'll give me the focus and energy to stick with this. Thanks for watching.